Habitat great blue herons live in both freshwater and saltwater habitats, and also forage in grasslands and agricultural fields, where they stalk frogs and mammals. Most breeding colonies are located within 2 to 4 miles of feeding areas, often in isolated swamps or on islands, and near lakes and ponds bordered by forests. Food, great blue herons eat nearly anything within striking distance, including fish, amphibians, reptiles, small mammals, insects, and other strong mandibles, or use their dagger-like bills to impale larger fish, often shaking them to break or relax the sharp spines before gulping them down. Nest placement. Great blue herons nest mainly in trees, but will also nest on the ground, on bushes, in mangroves, and on structures such as duck blinds, channel markers, or artificial nest platforms. Males arrive at the colony and settle on multiple nests per tree built 100 or more feet off the ground. Nest description: male. Great blue herons collect much of the nest material, gathering sticks from the ground and nearby shrubs and trees, and from unguarded and abandoned nests, and presenting them to the female. She weaves a platform in a saucer-shaped nest cup, lining it with pine needles, moss, reeds, dry grass, mangrove leaves, or small twigs. Nest building can take from 3 days. Nest can range from a simple platform measuring 20 inches across to more elaborate structures used over multiple years, reaching 4 feet across and nearly 3.5 feet deep. Ground nesting herons use vegetation, such as salt grass, to form the nest. Nesting facts: clutch size: 2 to 6 eggs. Number of broods: 1 to 2 broods. Egg length: 2.4 to 3.0 inches, 6.1 to 7.6 centimeters. Egg width: 1.8 to 2.0 inches, 4.5 to 5 centimeters. Incubation period: 27 to 29 days. Nestling period: 49 to 81 days. Egg description: pale blue, fading slightly with at hatching, bluish, eyes open, chick covered in pale gray down, able to vocalize. Behavior: great blue herons forage, usually alone, across much of the U.S. This largest of the North American herons wades slowly or stands stock still, peering into the water for prey. In flight, the great blue heron folds its neck into an S shape and trails its long legs behind, dangling them as it prepares to land or when courting. Breeding birds nest in colonies that can number several hundred pairs, where they approach intruders with their head thrown back, wings outstretched, and bill pointing skyward. Gulls and even humans may also be a target of this defensive maneuver. Conservation: great blue heron numbers are stable and increased in the U.S. between 1966 and 2019, according to the North American Breeding Bird Survey. Partners in Flight estimates a global breeding population of 700,000 and rates the species 8 out of 20 on the Continental Concern Score, indicating a species of low. Approach intruders with their head thrown back, wings outstretched, and bill pointing skyward. Gulls and even humans may also be a target of this defensive maneuver. Conservation: great blue heron numbers are stable and increased in the U.S. between 1966 and 2019, according to the North American Breeding Bird Survey. Partners in Flight estimates a global breeding population of 700,000 and rates the species 8 out of 20 on the Continental Concern Score, indicating a species of low concern. However, notable population declines have occurred in some areas, particularly in the great white heron group in southern Florida, where elevated mercury levels in local waterways may be a factor. Great blue herons can be found throughout the year all over North America. Because great blue herons depend on wetlands for feeding and on relatively undisturbed sites for breeding, they are vulnerable to habitat loss and human impacts such as traffic, logging, motorboats, and intrusions that can disrupt nesting colonies. Other threats include chemical pollutants or other causes of reduced water quality. Although contaminant levels have declined in many areas, pollutants such as PCBs and DDT and newer types of industrial chemicals continue to affect heron habitats and can contribute to factors such as reduced nest